Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing today, my friends? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another live. Welcome back to another day at Manchester United. And we are as well heading into the second to last meaningful game in this World Cup, which has been a blast. Yes, meaningful because I think the third place game is a very, very strange waste of time. But regardless, it's good to see you all here. England versus Argentina today. I will definitely be today. I feel English. Today, Jude is my savior. I'll say that. Okay. Jude is my savior. Okay, that's my guy. But anyway, obviously we'll talk about United before that. We will talk about United before that in terms of where things are at and what's happening at this point in time. Some new names on the list. I'm going to tell you my thoughts at the moment in terms of what I think is going on. I'll tell you my thoughts in terms of what I think, what I see at the end of the day that we can get, and who, and all of that. But it's certainly, we're getting kind of this big list of potential players that we could sign this summer for that third midfielder, and I kind of want to talk it all through. But how you guys doing? What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you, my friend. Marcus, DBX, Naveen, how y'all doing today? Britannic might indeed. KF shenanigans. So yeah, I mean, obviously yesterday we got some links to Kone, albeit they're still pretty primarily coming from, outside of England.
Have
and,
a bite
and
on me,
different.
James. We love you in Ireland.
Thank you, my friend. I love my Irish friends too, and I hope you caught the podcast again, resuming with Phil. We'll be doing that weekly again here. Just took the month to kind of take it easy and all of that, and make sure there was stuff to talk about on United side on for us as well. Jonathan, 10 gifted memberships to the community, back again and sending memberships already. Good Lord. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for always the support and everything else. But yeah, this third midfield thing has become a very, very interesting debate about this, because while United have had some surprises this summer, it also must be said that I think people are to some degree overstating the lack of knowledge, I guess, out there in terms of United's moves and what's actually been going on. Okay. I think I think it's been overstated, because I think the pendulum has swung the other direction, where someone is, where people are thinking nobody knows anything about United's plans, and it's all secret, and it's all going to be a huge surprise, and it's all this and that. I don't think that's true. If you really do look at how our summer has gone overall, in the beginning of May, I've had our targets laid out pretty much exactly how it happened. We tried for Anderson. We looked at Tonali, but we walked away from it. That was reported on. We walked away from Adam Wharton, said he doesn't fit. We looked at Carlos Baleba, and at the time said, we're not going to go for him, per my information, and we haven't. It's been 2 months since then. And what was lining up was Ederson, Mateus Fernandes, and essentially Alex Scott. And the first moves were going to be Ederson. We did it. We got Ederson done, and that was it. It was over. Or so we thought. And then we went for Mateus Fernandes. We went through the normal processes. We talked to him. We set things up. It was cohesive. Now, where was the secret work? done? Where was the secrets done? The secret was that a month and 5 weeks ago, when Ederson's knee was seen by medical team in the national team, at that point in time,
we can speculate, talk all we want. The club has
that's what we're just talking about.
What the plan is. Also, English pride triumph, Sagi match fixing. Come on.
Yes, indeed. So, but the thing about it is that those weren't surprises. Then what happened? Ederson's knee went. While we were working on Mateus Fernandes, we said, crap, we need alternatives. We need something else in the bag. We need something else to work on. We still have our main targets, but we need other ones. We need alternates to these lists of players and all of that kind of stuff. We knew what we were doing and not doing, to be clear. We didn't know who we were not going for. We did know what we were not going for. We knew what we were going to try to do and not try to do. The Ederson injury was a surprise. We worked under dark to get the Tielemans thing, but there also is the possibility that we didn't do anything on Tielemans, just to be fair. And I'm not saying that this is I'm not taking credit away from him, but there's also the distinct possibility that we got wind of Tielemans' release clause because his agents or representative or something cast some shadows and some little rumors through out there, and it came to us within the last week or two, and we said, okay, let's do it. Out of the blue, okay? That might have been the case, might have been the case. Santos has been on our list for a long time, and honestly, we just missed it. But bear in mind, if we'd signed Ederson and Mateus Fernandes, I'm not sure that we would have signed Santos. I don't know. We don't really know how they're thinking. So, point being is that we definitely had some surprises, but mostly as backups to the unsurprising plans that we have had. Mostly they have been unsurprising plans that we knew about, that United worked on, and they just were very competent at saying when it didn't work out with what we were expecting to do, we figured out some alternates that worked out, and well done on that. And they were moving in the shadows in that regard for the backup plans, but they were backup plans. They were not the first plans that we had. So, our next midfielder, I still look at it and I go, here's my thought, all right? This is the reality of it. If we wanted Manu Kone, I think we would have got him earlier in the market. It's just an opinion, but I think we could have gone for him ages ago. Camavinga, on the other hand, is someone that I've mentioned for months and months and months and months and months as someone that is highly internally regarded at United. And I've been waiting and wondering, are we going to get links to him? Are there concerns around that? Absolutely. There are absolutely concerns around that. His injuries, there's an issue. He doesn't really want to leave Madrid. That's an issue. Maybe these are the reasons why he hasn't been named until now. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why he hasn't been named until now. Maybe the call to Kone was made when the Ederson deal fell through before we did Tielemans. That's when the rumors first started peaking up. Kone as an Ederson alternative made a lot of sense to me. I would have understood it. I don't understand it now, personally. I don't think he's the right fit. I don't think he's the right player. I think there's a lot of agent pushing on that one. And that's where a lot of the talk is coming from, because he's got other teams involved. Roma are trying to sell him. That's the other kind of red flag on this with Kone. Roma are really trying to sell him. They're trying to push him out the door. His agent is trying to sell him. I don't know. I think it's agenty. I'm not, I'm happy, like I said yesterday, to be wrong on this at the end of the day. I think it's very agenty. I don't think it's as strong as it is sounding out there, but we'll see. Like I said, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But that's my opinion. I haven't been wrong on some things, a lot of things as of yet, but we'll see. That's my semi-informed opinion. I can't 100% say it, and if we sign him, then fair enough. But I just get the feeling that it's more being pushed by the agent side of it. Camavinga was someone really strongly liked, but it seems rather difficult to try to get him. At the same time, I've said before, I'm not particularly worried about injuries. Madrid are desperately bad in this. I think that here's the way I look at injuries, in my opinion. Okay, look, we just turned down Ederson over an injury. We're willing to walk away from deals because of injuries. There are two things when it comes to injuries. There are injury situations where you look at it and you go, it is preventable injuries. These are injuries caused by overwork, poor conditioning, things that you can resolve, right? We might feel that that's the case with guys like with someone like Tielemans, who we signed, of course, who had some injuries. And then there's injuries where you go, that's a problem potentially. There's potentially a problem there. I'll give you an example, okay, of why I'm not personally dissuaded by injuries in general. Ousmane Dembele, we had an opportunity to sign him. He was eternally injured at Barcelona in Spain. And everybody said, injuries. And then look at what happened. And he was great. Look at what happened to him after that when they sorted it out. There was another really, really, really strong example that I wanted to bring up, but maybe I won't at the moment. Regardless, it's up to them. If they sort it out, it's fine. If they think they know what they're doing, it's fine. The other example is Michael Olise. I remember when we were linked to Michael Olise, at least half of people back then, before he went to Bayern, at least half of the people back then were saying his hamstrings are cooked. We can't sign him. He's missed a year and a half of football. He looked like Camavinga's injury record, similar age too, by the way. His hamstrings are cooked. He was out for a long time, all of this kind of stuff. Okay. I remember the discussion around Olise at the time with so many people saying that his injuries, we shouldn't even go for him. Now, look, it's nobody's to fault for that. We didn't sign Olise because he wanted to go to a Champions League club and we couldn't convince him. But he was very high on our list, and we weren't concerned about the injuries. But he missed like a lot of games with that hamstring problems that he was having back to back at Crystal Palace before being sold to Bayern, and now he's fine. There are a lot of factors that go into injuries. There are a lot of factors, and Olise is a whole year older than that. There's a lot of factors that go into injuries. And why players get injured, especially muscular injuries. And at the same time, it's also about age. You know, between the ages of like 18 to 21, 22, players are always getting injured. Alex Scott has injuries. Kobbie Mainoo's had a bunch of injuries. Should we sell him? Should we sell Kobbie Mainoo? He's never played 30 games in a season. Should we sell him? Look at how many games he's missed. I guess we should sell him. Can't stay fit. You know, Bruno got injured and Kobbie Mainoo couldn't stay fit for a whole month while Amram was here just to get on the pitch, and he wasn't even playing. It was in training. No, we shouldn't. And it's not the reason we shouldn't sign Kone either. It's because he's not good. Adam Morton has a bunch of injuries. You're going to be hard-pressed to find, when you're talking about young players, like 23 and under, very, very few players have not had injuries, like serious years of injury problems. It's actually crazy on that front. It's crazy on that front, you know? So I'm not worried about it in a sense. It's not the best thing to me, but it's not the worst thing either. And I believe the club on this front. If they feel that it's a problem, then they won't sign him. If they feel that it's not a problem, then they will sign him. We just walked away from a deal that was all the way up to medical because of injuries. So clearly they're willing to walk away from it. And then they signed a guy in Tielemans who missed more games. So I think they know what they're doing.
Confident on
No, I'm not confident on Camavinga. I'm not confident on Camavinga at all. I'm not confident at all in Camavinga in the slightest. I'm not confident on him. I'll tell you the player that I still can't walk away from, because like I said, our plans have not been that secretive. They've not been this, that, and the other. I think that we've gone for main targets. There is only one player. There is only one player on our whole list that I believe we've done a ton of work on that we haven't actually made a bid for and like really tried to sign yet, that hasn't been ruled out. Even though it sounds difficult, and it's Alex Scott. I can't walk away from it until I'm sure, and here's the point, until I am sure that we cannot sign him, I believe Alex Scott is the most likely midfielder coming in. Because he was at the top of our list for remaining midfielders. Tchouaméni signed a new contract. Scott is still there. We've not heard United don't like him. We've not heard United don't want to sign him. We haven't heard anything. His sister's at the club. Like, he's rejecting contracts. I can't walk away from Alex Scott. Just logically, I cannot. I cannot walk away from it. It's the only deal of all the names that leading into summer that isn't dead. But we haven't like made a big move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. It's not dead. Every time you hear from the guys at The Athletic, I listen to them. They go, David Ornstein, Bournemouth say he's not for sale, but there's always a but. There's always a but. Every time they talk about him, there's a but.
Defensive, just like K1.
Is not he can be, though. You have to, if you read, here's the thing with Alex Scott, in the view on Alex Scott, I could tell you for sure is that he is much more flexible in this respect. He is defensively, I mean, here's the funny part about it, right? Defensively, Alex Scott is actually pretty high up there on most of the defensive metrics. I don't believe this defensive midfielder thing. I don't believe this defensive midfielder thing. I'm not saying that, they're not going to be strong in defending, but I don't think defensive midfielder is necessarily a thing. We already have Santos. We got Santos, and Alex Scott has the potential to be that guy. Now, if we look at this whole list, Camavinga's played as a 6. He's also played as an 8. Sander Berg is a defensive midfielder. Adams is a defensive midfielder. Gomez is an 8 or a 6.
If Madrid buy a leader, United better refuse to buy Tchouaméni and instead say we will buy
Vinny Jr.
We can't sign Tchouaméni for 100 meters and pay his wages.
Yeah,
Side topic, but do you
Vinny would be fun. Do I have any hope for Hall? I do, and I'm not giving up on Hall. I have not given up on Hall. Okay? Let's make that clear. I have not given up on Lewis Hall, and that's one of the questions that I want to ask you guys. But no, I have not given up on Lewis Hall as of yet. I don't necessarily believe we're looking for a 6. I know that the wording that keeps being said is defensive midfielder. I agree. You want someone who can do the dirty work. I think every single player on this list can do that. And there's probably more players, but I think everyone on there can do that. But, I'm not sure we need a defensive midfielder. Carlos Baleba isn't even a defensive midfielder at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It's like they've all played as 8s. They've all played as 6s. Every one of the players on that list, besides maybe Sanderberg and Adams, who are probably pretty pure 6s. But besides them, nobody else is a 6. Nobody else is a 6. Like just a straight up 6. That profile is very rare. I mean, even Tchouaméni maybe, but we've walked away from that. Kone is not. Kone played in front of Tchouaméni yesterday and was absolutely terrible. But, it's if you look at Kone's positioning on the pitch, he plays more as a box-to-box 8 and even as an advanced midfielder. And that's why I've said before that I don't understand that one particularly, because he's not particularly deep. Alex Scott has played as a 6. He's done that before. He's also young, and the feeling around him is that he can be whatever. He's also good on the ball, and has a good long pass in him. So I can't walk away from that deal. I just can't. And I could be wrong, obviously, this summer. I've been right about a lot of things. I've also not known a ton of things. No doubt about that. Just like even the best of journalists, at this stage. But I haven't been wrong too often this summer, if at all. And I just can't shake the feeling on Alex Scott. I just can't. I just can't shake the feeling that he's someone they would really want to go for. Until it's dead. Until it's dead, I still feel like we're going to go for it. But I'm not sure it's going to be him. I'm not confident on anyone. Any name you throw out there, I wouldn't feel more than 30%.
Team as Scott on the tiny island of Guernsey.
Oh, nice.
We signed him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, look, I'm not confident in any name. Like you give me any name on there, I could put him above 25%. You know what I mean? In terms of whether I think we'll sign him or not. I can't. But I just can't shake this feeling about Alex Scott because he was such a strong target through this summer.
I still think we should go for Baleba. Has the potential to become a world-class all-round midfielder.
I mean, a lot of people obviously agree with you. I just don't even have the evidence to suggest that we will at all. I like Baleba, and I thought we would sign him early on in May. I thought we were really going to go for him. We didn't. We decided not to. If we come back to it, I'll support it. I think it's a risk, and there's a player in there. But this is sort of the question I wanted to ask for you guys as well. My feeling is this. Here's my feeling. We got Tielemans. We got Santos. I don't think we've taken much risk this summer. Do you guys? Like, we have Bruno, we have Kabi, we have Tielemans, we have Santos. We have a lot of known quantities, but I do think we are missing something, which obviously was the idea of getting someone like Tchouaméni in, right? What I do think we're missing, and even Mateus Fernandes, and I'm not saying Santos can't be really good. How do I explain this? I don't think we've gotten like either the superstar or the higher ceiling, potentially riskier signing overall yet. I don't think we have. And I'm not saying you have to take risk for the sake of risk, but I guess what I'm saying is that, like, thanks, Boilo, welcome back, maybe, is that those are, I think, very safe signings in a lot of sense. But here's my concern. Bruno is old. Tielemans is not young either. We need someone who can be really good, who we feel has the potential to be extraordinary as that last signing, because we still don't have enough midfielders.
For me, we should go for one of those three midfielders: Barrios, Scott, Baleba.
I like the names. And so my question is, and I can see the two sides to this sort of argument, okay? But I think that when you consider the ages of Bruno and Tielemans, I do think we need that one more guy, that potentially big signing type of guy who could be a star for a long time, who could be exceptional. Because if I look at it and I go, okay, well, Santos could be good, Kabia can be good. I'm not convinced yet of any of them being superstar qualities in the long term. Well, here's what I'm saying. Where we don't want to be is that next year we got to do more midfielders because we don't have that high ceiling guy to replace Bruno. And then next year we got and you always want to sign midfielders and refresh them, but like we don't want to keep hunting that top end midfielder every summer. We need some more concepts. And Mateus and Scott were both viewed as very, very high potential midfielders. That's one of the reasons I can't walk away from Scott. But for me, that is Alex Scott, Buwadi, Camavinga, and Baleba. And the last two are more risky, but maybe have a higher ceiling. But even that's debatable, to be honest. But I just look at those three people, those four names, and I go, they all have the potential, in my mind, at least as far as the club has seen it, to be amazing players. But there's varying degrees of risk and varying degrees of cost.
Like you're hinting at Vini Jr.
No, I was still talking about the midfield. However, so those are what I think. Then you have safe signings: Sander Berg, Tyler Adams, João Gomez, Manu Kone. I think those are mid signings, and I think you're mid for the sake of mid. But I think then the minute you lose a Bruno or a Tielemans in the next few years slows down or whatever, you're back in the market for a top midfielder, and you're going to have to spend a lot of money. Whereas you could get a high reward, higher risk, high reward signing now, and maybe it works out. And Santos, I think, can be very good, but I think we need another one. So I kind of have them in that bracket. Expensive, high ceiling players with varying degrees of risk. Scott is probably the lowest risk. Maybe some people think he's not got the highest ceiling. I disagree. I actually think he's the best signing on this list. Buwadi, I think, could be amazing, but he's going to be probably the most expensive of all of them. Baleba, big risk. Camavinga, expensive and big risk. Then you have Kone, Gomez, Adams, and Berg, who I think are just kind of mid. And it's fine if you want to do that. You have a stable, steady Eddie, again, like an Ederson replacement. But, you know,
we can never replace Bruno, only his goals and assists.
Of course. So that's where I'm at. So here's my question for you guys, because that's 8 names. That was just what I was trying to poll, which I don't know if this would change anyone's answers or people still agree. The option would be get one of those high risk for me. The option is get one of those high risk midfielders.
Nobody meets Ineos's valuation and they just wait it out until the next summer to buy one.
Right. So there's another factor that I wonder about. What if we don't want to go with one of those high risk midfielders or the high value midfielders. What if we just don't buy the third one? I know that sounds nuts, and I'm not sure we're going to do that. And we find some cheap deal like Patrick Berg. Someone suggested that to me about Patrick Berg. And then we go and invest elsewhere. But this is my question. Do you go like a João Gomez or a Kone and Lewis Hall? Or do you go like a Buwadi and Somerville? You know what I mean? And I'm not even saying that one rules out the other, but maybe that's the wrong example. Maybe you get the expensive mid, but you don't get a center back this summer versus you get the cheaper midfielder and now you can get a center back this summer, but they're also not going to be that expensive. I guess what I'm saying is with what we've done so far, let's look at the squad. Let's look at our squad. Let's look at our squad. Do we need numbers or quality now? Is it more important that we fill the team? Or is it more important that we just get the best options? What do you think? Even if it's fewer players. Is it more important that we get a midfielder, a winger, a fullback, and a center back now, and they're all in the 40 million bracket? Or is it more important that we get a top midfielder and one other top player?
Are Ineos against loans?
And then next summer we go again to fix the midfield, the defense. Because I think that where we are lacking is top end quality. I think our numbers are actually okay now. When you factor all the players in, I think with 2 more signings, we actually have enough numbers. I think we need top end players. I think we need really top end players because I look at that defense and I go, we don't need numbers. I keep hearing our defense is fine. We're not going to sign center backs because we have a lot of players. But they're shit. No, they're not shit. That's not me. I apologize for saying that. They're not shit, but they're not good enough. We have a lot of center backs and none of them are good enough today. We have a lot of fullbacks and none of them are good enough today. I don't want to end up in that same position in our midfield where we have a bunch of midfielders and we're going, but they're not good enough to dominate games. They're not good enough to compete with the best teams in the league. They're not good enough to compete in Champions League. I think our numbers are okay. I know people have mixed opinions, but I look at the quality of our front 3 and I go, this Šeško has potential to be one of the best strikers in the league. I think he does. I still think Mbeumo is incredible, and I think Ahmad is incredible, and I think they had a tough second half of the season after AFCON, but I think they'll be back. Cunha is a superstar for me. I want this level, this front 4, I want to look at this and go, it's the same. You know what I mean? I want to look at this, the level of these players, and arguably with Tielemans, I think we have that too, but only one player there, and go, the rest is the same. The rest is just as good. I want that level, that quality everywhere. I want that ability everywhere. I don't think our numbers are a problem anymore. I'm not sure we're short, and we haven't even factored in youth. Shea Lacey, JJ Gabriel, Fletcher, Orozco. We've got youth that could come into League Cup games. Forget, one of the things I'd like to say is, can we like not over eat the League Cup this year? I'm not saying we should get knocked out in the first round by Grimsby. That's not what I'm saying. But I've seen Liverpool and City and these guys get to the League Cup with like 3 youth in the team so that they don't have to overplay everybody. We need to do that. We just need to do it. We need to commit to letting our players get rest. Our best players get rest in the League Cup games. And if we get knocked out of the cup, we get knocked out of the cup. We need to stop acting like a small club that, and about Ten Hag and his trophies. We need to stop. We need to start acting like a club that wants the big trophies, not the small trophies. For me, okay? I think that's where I'm at. Let's use some youth in the League Cup, okay? But I'm looking at this and I go, you add one more really good midfielder, and the midfield's great. You add one more very good left-sided player, and it's great. I know the defense is going to be bad anyway. Solve it next summer then. But at least I could look at this and say, wow. You know what I mean? Like, at least I could look at this. Let's say, here. I'm going to use an example that everybody likes. Not anything controversial. Let's say you added Buwadi. Let's say you just did this, and this was all you did the rest of summer. Let's just say, for argument's sake. And then you have like Lacey and stuff here too, mind you. You have Buwadi, Santos, Hall, Shaw.
Trophies, James.
I understand, but most teams sack off the Carabao Cup and use youth and get through anyway, to the final rounds. They do. We need to be doing that because otherwise it's like you may think it's valuable, but you're putting it elsewhere. You're taking from somewhere else. You're robbing from Champions League and Premier League to win that cup. I don't want to do that. We can't sacrifice that. If we're not good enough to win it with a few youth in the side, then we shouldn't win it. The League Cup. You know, that's my view on that, by the way. And it doesn't even give you Europa. You know, at least the FA Cup, you get Europa League if you win it. You know, winning the League Cup and getting auto. Imagine we have a terrible season. We win the League Cup and we're in Conference League. Can we cancel it? Can we cancel it? Can we just can we shut it down? I don't want to play in the Conference League. Let's just not do that at all. Let's pretend the Conference League doesn't even exist. Anyway, I'm just joking mostly, but if this was the only two things we did was buy like a Buwadi and a Lewis Hall, I'd be much happier because I'd look at this and I go, holy shit, have we built a team? We've built a serious team here. Quality throughout. You rotate into Menu and Buwadi and, you know, it's like, and you have Hall. And then you go, look, next summer, we're just going to do the same thing here. Goodbye, Maguire. Maybe goodbye, Lissandro. Goodbye, Mazraoui. And we buy a right back and two top center backs. We're not going to get that done this summer anyway. We're not going to fix the defense this summer anyway. It's not going to happen. So, but then what I don't want to do is not finish the other stuff because we went mid. Right? Because here's what I'm looking at. You know, let's say Bruno goes at some point. Bruno goes. JJ Gabriel by then is ready to play in here. I'm not going to be able to. I'm sorry it's going to say Gabriel, but let's just put him there, right? And then, you know, Manu comes through here. Like, even post Bruno, you would still have this as like your team, and you need someone. Like, I want to finish. This is even potentially a really good midfield in the long term. 2 years from now, this could be an exceptional midfield. 2 years from now, it could be. You know, with a good option like a Buwadi, or a top option there, where you just need like another decent signing in the midfield. This could still be top at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm looking at is like, let's finish this. Let's actually finish this. You know what I mean? Let's finish what we started here in the midfield. Get a really, really, really good player. Because if you get a mid player here, 2 years from now, our midfield looks mid again. Outside the starting 11, if all goes well with Kobe and Andre, it's mid. And you have no rotation, and you have youth, and you have all sorts of stuff like that, and you don't have a good team at that point, and you're back to rebuilding the midfield. Let's not rebuild the midfield again because we went cheap now. That's my view today. That's my view right now, you know? So let's be serious, you know? And I'm going to take the board so that my thoughts are cohesive here. And I just want to write down what I mean and put them in these categories, you know? Mids and then top mids. Do that. So you have, just writing them all down. Kone, Gomez, Adams, Berg. All right. This is what I mean. This is all I'm trying to say. Like, let's get somebody who can be great. Let's get someone who can be great. Not somebody who's mid, in my opinion. Because otherwise, I think we'll be back. I think we'll be back rebuilding again 2 years from now in that midfield. I just think that's going to be the case. I think that Tielemans and Santos are really good players. They're very, very good players. But I want that great now. given the age. You know, I want that great now because we got to finish the defense next year. We can't come back to the midfield next summer. You know what I mean? We cannot come back to the midfield next summer and say, well, because we have to do the defense next year. And we're going to have the same conversation about the defense next year. We have to go to the defense next year and say, we need top center backs. We need serious operators in every position. We can't do this again. Nothing much in the thing. He said Kone's not. Yeah, Kone's not 80 million. Kone's not 80 million. I don't know who said that. Kone is in this category. 40 million, 40 million, 45, 50 million, 40 million, you know, and then you have your expensive ones. So that's all, man. Like, right, the problem with the mid options is they're currently mid and they're not going to get much better. That's my view on it, you know? Santos could be elite. That's why I like it. Tielemans, I think, is elite. That's why I like those signings, and that's kind of my point. With Tielemans and Santos, we actually got elite players. Potential elite and elite. But we're going to lose Bruno. You know? There's still development to go for Kabi. There's still development for Santos. It's not a guarantee that they'll reach that level. We're still lacking one more elite or potentially elite player. Tchouaméni would have fallen in here, right? As a, you know, we need one more potentially elite or elite player in the midfield. So that's what I hope we do. And I cannot lose sight of Alex Scott at the moment. I just can't. I can't lose sight. We need to hijack Buwadi. I would be over the moon with Buwadi as well. And I've told you before, it's one of those names, Buwadi, like I said, where it's not actually that everything is secret. How long have I been talking to you guys about Buwadi and saying we are interested, and only yesterday did we finally get acknowledgement from Ornstein that we were one of the clubs who've actually contacted them in the last 4 months or 12 months. You know, Buwadi's elite. That kid is going to be special. I would love us to compete on that front. You think João Gomes can be a top player in the future? I mean, João Gomes is a very good player, very solid, but I don't think he can be elite because he lacks elite certain traits physically. Now, one could make the argument about João Neves, but he's already there. You know what I mean? He's already there. And he's younger, so yeah. Lewis Skelly. If I had my pick would be Scott and Hall. If we did, I would be happy if those were the only two summer signings we got.
If we that bad that we only get Europe via the conference, then surely we would need it, because win conference gives Europa, then win Europa gives CL.
No, we couldn't afford it. The problem with Conference League is it's a loss, is you lose money. With the games and the small amount of prize money, you actually lose money at United. If you look at the way that our wage structures are built, this is one of the things that people maybe don't understand, aside from the fact of travel, things like that as well. You actually lose money doing Conference League because most of our players have game bonuses built into their salary. So, like, if you take 11 guys who make maybe another 25,000 every time they play a game, and then you get 15, you're talking about, like, every game is costing you an extra million in costs and all that kind of stuff. In terms of everything, you actually can end up losing money on the Conference League, and then you also it's not great. It's not great. I mean, for United with more games, we probably don't lose money because of the Old Trafford, because of the stadium, because we would sell tickets. But yeah, it's not great. It's not great. not a good thing. And a lot of players don't want to play there as well. That's part of the problem. We make 6 to 7 each home million. Agreed, but we don't profit 6 or 7 million each home game. People have to bear in mind that when we get 6 or 7 million gate receipts, we don't make 6 or 7 million. We make 2 or 3. There's costs. You have to pay a ton of staff. There's tons of costs on putting a game on, by the way. And you pay shares of revenues to different people and places and things on every game and stuff as well. Salaries, all sorts of shit. So costs to run the games are in the millions. So yeah, we make millions, we spend millions. It's not that it's not profitable. It's just it can be a lot. It depends how much money you lose.
For me it's a must to sell Leacher, buy a top RCB and move Lenny to LCB. We are cooked if we don't buy a CB. Half the guys we have are always hurt.
I agree with that too. Our center back is a problem for sure. And when I say if we only get 2 signings in, I'm talking about with our budget. Like if we got Scott and Hall for like, I don't know, 120, 130 million, and that brought our total to 200, sell, and see if we can buy something else after that. You know, I would still sell a center back and buy a center back this summer. But I think we're going to have to do that to buy a center back anyway. Like, I don't think we'll buy a center back without selling someone because we just have too many on the roster. Even though a lot of injured players and not good enough, it's just we still have too many. So yeah, but I do agree. A center back to me is a huge problem, huge need. So yeah, I would agree in general in that sense. I absolutely do. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on a sec, guys. We've taken information. We have to decide. Yeah. I mean, look, I would imagine that our lists look something like this, but we'll find out if there's any more surprises. Romero, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, Lissandro's in that interesting 2 years thing as well, where, you know, he's going to be wanting a new contract. Next summer, he's not, you know, it's going to be tough to sell him. But at the same time, it's sort of, we're in a bit of a bind because of the fitness issue too. You know, we can't really give him a new contract. It's going to be hard to sell. He hasn't been fit a long time. Next season, how does he do? It really depends. But I think it's risky going into the season with our current center backs. I think it's the biggest risk we'll take is in the center back department at the moment. That seems like the biggest problem. Weird that there's been no Scott update. I mean, it's the same as there's been, right? Like, I've listened to the guys at The Athletic and such say, and everybody's like, United have had lots of conversations on it, and they really like him. Bournemouth say he's not for sale, but till the money shows up. I still wonder if the strategy is not wait on that one, and each week that ticks by, you put it, and he's rejecting contracts, you're putting them under more pressure. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I just can't walk away from it until I have what's the word for it? Closure on that one. I need closure. As the game is coming up here, England versus Argentina, we're definitely gonna focus on and watch this one a little bit here. What do you guys think, by the way? England, Argentina, who's winning? This is definitely this is the first, like, serious team that either of them have played. And I'm not trying to insult anybody else. I'm thinking, like, actual top 10 team. You know, France versus Spain did not go as expected yesterday. France versus Spain. Nobody have known. I'm 100% rooting for England today, by the way. Like I said earlier, I'm sorry. I can't root for Argentina. I can't. Can't do it. Let's see who we're supporting. Surely there's more English in here. I mean, come on. In the stadium, it's primarily Argentina, but I don't like Tuchel, which is if it wasn't for Tuchel, I would really be supporting England more. I just don't like Thomas Tuchel, man. I just don't like Thomas Tuchel, man. I can't with that guy. Manchester United have an excellent relationship with the agent of Manu Kone. Just reading this stuff. You guys see what I'm saying, right? About this agent
What about getting Alex
aspect?
Scott's brother, Michael?
Michael Scott. I don't know. Is he a manager option? Maybe to replace Michael Carrick? FIFA means fix it for Argentina. Very much an away game for England. I actually think that helps, to be honest. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it helps both sides. But I take Jed Spence. Kone has the same agent as Mbumo. Chouameni as well. You hope they both lose. It's coming home. Coming home. That's what they say. People keep telling me it's coming home. Jude scores late winner. I mean, Jude scoring, right? But a Messi scoring too. Harris come to an end. Oh boy. It's never been home. I think that game that Spain played yesterday, I don't know how anyone can top that, to be honest. If they play like they played yesterday, nobody's going to score on them. I don't care who they come up against. There we go. Okay. Crazy game. Manu not seeing a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't think Manu is coming in. You think Saka would have torched Licha? Yeah, I would have. I agree there. You want to drag if for England, you would have wanted to drag Lissandro out away from the center. Why does Fabrizio keep talking? He's just repeating himself at this point until we do the next thing. But we'll see, man. Maybe we are gonna sign him. You know. But I'm waiting to hear from. If you think about, like I said before, if you think about who we've ended up signing this summer, like I'll tell you one weird thing with the players we've actually signed this summer. You remember when we were signing Ederson and Fabrizio kept saying we have to decide if we wanted to sign him, but that wasn't true. We were signing him, and then on Mateus he kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it when he was very accurate in terms of the agent stuff on that. But you know, Santos came from England, Tielemans came from England. I'm waiting to hear from the England side who it is. Because the Athletic and Ornstein have not said anything about Kone, like at all. And they've had the opportunity. David Ornstein was asked about Kone in a podcast yesterday, and he said other reporters are talking about it, and he thinks it would be an excellent signing, but did not confirm at all that we were interested in him. I think that's a red flag. Because it was a layup for David Ornstein to say he's somebody United are interested in, and he didn't. He didn't. And that was yesterday. It's not like this is out of date. He said he did not acknowledge that link for us. And the same goes for on the Talk of the Devils. Carl Anka said that he was not on our short list, and Laurie agreed with him. So I don't know. I just don't know. That's like I said yesterday. It's one of those things where I'm just like, are we? I just don't know. Suspicious to me. Are we fighting already? It's gonna be testy, isn't it? Versus swinging handbags going. Ooh, Enzo with almost a punch. Almost a punch from Enzo to start things off. Yeah. Am I not hearing Kone from my side? I like I said yesterday, from my side, when people asked me earlier in summer about Kone, I will tell you that I know that Kone was somebody that United definitely watched. That's why I believe he can be on our list. We've definitely watched him for some years. So did Chelsea. So did Liverpool. But that there were reasons that clubs moved away from it. And I've spoken with some other people in football who expressed that multiple clubs had specific concerns over a few things to do with him. He did not get on our short list earlier when we, at the start of summer, He wasn't anywhere near it. Oh, wow, Spence. Good run there. Santos, I know they came out of nowhere, but Santos was a target we loved last year. Tielemans is a player we've loved for years. Manu Kone is a player we've declined to pursue on many occasions. So why now? You know what I mean? I've not heard anything to say he is on a short list of a serious signing. That doesn't mean he isn't. It doesn't mean he isn't. It just doesn't fit with the other decisions we've made, if you get me. It doesn't fit with, it doesn't fit with how we've been signing players, because we've passed up on him on multiple occasions in the past without even going for him, and actually said we're not going to sign him, and after scouting. So it's a weird one to me. Again, different people, different things change, all of that. But was he high on our list to start? No, I don't think so. And we still haven't signed anyone who wasn't high on our list previously. You know what I mean? I might be being really repetitive at this point, but I think you're getting what I'm saying. Like, he was not a player we seriously wanted before, so why would we sign him now? Maybe they'll say he was. I don't necessarily buy it. And if we sign him, I'll have to change my whole tune and support him, because that's my rule. 100%, I'll support him. Maybe I'd be wrong, I'll never put my opinion in there over supporting or backing a player, but so if we do sign him, then we'll look at it optimally. But I'm just trying to explain why it doesn't really make sense to me. All right, here comes Rice's corner. They're just pushing Elliot Anderson around. England have done well so far to stay on top of this one, That's a dive for Stones there, to be fair. That's definitely a dive. Wow, this is the loudest one-sided affair at the stadium that I've heard so far this World Cup, with how pro-Argentina the crowd is. Damn. Not surprising. I mean, we have much more South Americans naturally in the U.S. as well. But yeah, they're targeting Anderson physically. It's quite interesting. England done well so far, though, I would say. But with Argentina, it can just be a flash and it's over. This is a testy game, Anderson with a harsh foul, giving it back. Good for him. Good for him. A. Anderson versus Enzo. It's just fight. It's just a fight there. I've no love lost for Anderson going to City, but I certainly I have less sympathy for Enzo Fernandez. Argentina poor out of the middle here so far. England have done well shutting them down in the center, not allowing them to progress the ball at all. I don't know. Do Argentina have any pace to get in behind this high line that England are playing? I don't think they do right now. Oh, Gordon, you got to smash that across goal. That was such a weak hit. Alvarez. Yeah, true. I forgot about Julian Alvarez. Great goal. Good interception by Anderson. Oh boy, this is getting tasty. This is getting tasty over here. This is getting spicy on the this is a might need some cards. If England win, will it be the first World Cup final for them? Is it? I think so. Yeah, I think so. You got to start handing a couple cards down to pull it down a little bit. An American who pulls for Italy with a German wife. You're going for the full Axis powers here, huh, James? Messi, hello. No, oh, that ball by Messi, that's offside though. Oh. The dives, man, the dives. It is hard. It's hard to root for a few of the English players and for Tuchel, but I can't say that I have any love for any of these Argentinian players either. So, who also goes to England 3 to 4 times a year. Fair enough. Gordon. He just keeps running and then loses it. Oh, that's nice stuff from Argentina with Messi there. Oh. Cross. Oh. Wow, that was some really good 1-2s between, I think, McAllister and Messi there. Damn, that was good stuff. That was really, really good. Have to hand it to them. You don't see a lot of that at the World Cup, like that level of one-touch football. But that's Messi for you. Fast and physical from Argentina here. This is a tough game, man. This is a tough game. Oh, good tackle, too. Paredes having a go at him as well. This Argentinian team is tough, man. If they get in England's head, it could be over. Good no call from the ref there. Good no call from the ref on that Messi tackle. It's a good tackle from Paredes there. Very good tackle. Yeah. You're glad Mainu isn't playing in this match? You don't want a broken ankle or something? Because it feels like something like that will happen. It feels like somebody's going to get hurt. There's going to be some really crunching tackles in this one. England have shown... No, they have, for sure. That's what I'm saying. This is a tough, tough game. It's just that I don't think they faced anybody that's going to be as, like, dirty as Argentina. But, you know, they have character. I'll give them that. The English team definitely has character. No doubt. I'm not saying guys like Jude. That's where guys like Jude are so effective. He's doesn't really let things get to him, I think. I don't think Jude's getting wound up. I think he handles it. I think it's actually someone's going to leave a gap for Jude in this game. It's a good tackle on Rodgers. I'm enjoying the pace of this game, though, I have to say. One of the more enjoyable first 20 minutes I've seen. Very, very high pace. Nobody's really getting on goal, but it's the battle in the center of the pitch is vicious, and I'm enjoying it. That's all you really ask for at this point as a mostly neutral is you want to see a good game. I think this is a good game so far. It looks like two very good teams, very tough teams playing against each other and going full bore in it. Oh, James. Needed more quality on the pullback there. Needs to pull that back, and that's Jude's. Messi. Oh, Messi. So hard to... Oh, he lost it. Well. Hmm. Oh. Argentina in the attack. Final third. Oof. Danger. Danger. That Messi's offside there, I think. Messi's offside. How come my stream is near 1 minute behind yet the game is in the US? Trust me. First of all, there's quite a big delay on the stream for what it's worth. I'm not as far behind as you think I am. There's quite a delay between me and you guys. That's just YouTube. Since I live stream in high definition, so I do normal latency. I could go low latency if I wanted to, but it would just reduce the stream quality a little. And I try not to have any buffering and things like that, since it's usually just me talking and the timing isn't that important. But yeah, I don't know. Well, you also have to bear in mind how big the US is. I'm 2,000 miles away from this game. How far away from this game are you? Maybe less. No, you're probably a bit more, but the underwater cables are better than the overland cables in the US. It's a funny thing though, but the US is so big that you'd think the distances are much different, but they're not. I'm far away, and it may well be that there's less interference in the infrastructure for signals passing under the Atlantic than there are across the United States. I've wondered about that for a lot of sports, you know? But I think there's a good 30, 40 seconds delay between me and you guys anyway. Free kick incoming. Corner. Sergio Aguero. How come you're a United fan? Family. Family. Yeah, if you go to you're totally correct. If you go to YouTube TV and stuff, you'll be well ahead of where I'm looking at right now. I could test another stream here. The other thing is, They just have weird ways of refreshing, but after we come back from drinks break, I'm going to gain about 15 seconds. And over the course of the game, I'll get closer to you guys. It's the strangest thing. But we just have bad streaming stuff over here. But I'm going to put it on 2 different channels because I have 2 different ways of watching it, and I'll tell you which ones I had. It's a drinks break now, yeah? Tea time? I just switched to another one, and it's about 10 seconds ahead of this one. So now I'll switch that over. Now you go. I've just gained 10 seconds. You're on YouTube TV and only 10 seconds ahead. Yeah, I think it's just where I am. I think it's just I'm far. A very difficult first quarter. Definitely. The first quarter was difficult. First quarter couldn't split the 2 teams. Does America have 60 seconds? Stop it, Mark. You're in South Florida? Okay, yeah. That's fair. You saw your first MLS commercial? Saw that as well. Now it's the Odyssey, which looks really good, by the way. Cheers, Jeff. U.S. must have best state to live in polls. Oof. Those are highly, highly debated. Highly debated. And very strange. Like, you'll get like Nebraska and stuff that have a really, really high rate of like living satisfaction and stuff because it's low cost of living. A lot of people move there for very cheap, affordable housing where they have property, they have a good life. Oop. Oh. Yikes. So it's tough. And then there's like taxes, state taxes, all sorts of stuff that factors into it. Yeah, exactly. It depends what you want. Like, are you about? It's really, really. There isn't an answer. Honestly, there's 100% just not an answer. It's totally dependent on what you value most. A lot of people move to places like Nebraska and stuff for like easy life, low cost of living. There's a lot of corporate jobs where people live in places like that and parts of Texas and stuff as well. But if you don't care, but you're not, it's flat, hot, just boring. If you're okay with that, then obviously you're going to get different things in different places. Colorado's probably going to be near the top for people who really value like the environmental, like having outdoors stuff to do, seasons, the aesthetic aspect of things. But some people prefer the beach for the aesthetic aspect, in which case Florida and the Southeast and California will beat you there. Ba-ba-bum. I gained 10 seconds, so there you go. During that commercial. No, the funny thing is I'm not an outdoors guy. I do think it's pretty here, but I'm not really much of an outdoors person. Like, I don't go hike and stuff a lot. I did a lot when I was younger, but not much anymore. I've lived in Illinois, here, Florida, Virginia. All very different positives and negatives. Except Virginia. Virginia sucks. Apologies to any Virginians. But I am not a fan of Virginia. Colorado. I'm Colorado. Jude. Jude. It's a free kick. Dangerous spot. Great by Jude. When your bucket list is to see the mile, yeah, it's great. I've been to quite a few games at Broncos games there. Carolinas are gorgeous. Carolinas are really pretty. We got married in the Carolinas, my wife and I. You've lived in Kentucky, Kansas, Texas, Missouri, Georgia, South Carolina, Oklahoma. I mean, I probably would take Virginia over those, but depends where, you know. Let's see. Let's see, can Rice deliver? That was close, you know. Decent chance. Oh yeah, Tagliafico for sure gets fouled there. If Anderson's fouled, that one is more of a foul if that had gone in. Two hand grabs, runs him over. Probably a little less than what Holland did to Anderson. It's a lot of fouls from Simeone, but he's certainly fighting. Gordon. Oh, out to James. Ah, not a great cross from James. Oh, he's lost it. Another free kick. England can score one of these, man. Yeah, Spence has been quite good. Dangerous. Dangerous spot here. This one's going to be James rather than Rice. Okay. Probably keeping him the threat of passing to Rice. He went to goal, a decent shot. That could have been a foul, to be honest. Wasn't enough contact in it on the undercut on Anderson, but definitely got undercut there in the box. Terrible pass from Rice. Spence gets back there, though. Wow, Messi. Wow, Messi. Wow, Messi. Wow. How does Messi do that at his age, man, against these players, dude? Good Lord. He's getting the Maradona treatment, huh? They got it on Anderson, but I don't think that was Anderson, was it? Who's the one that commits it? Isn't it Kane? Well, who makes the foul? Spence, no? Or who's the one who goes by him? That was Spence, I think. I think Spence is the one who gets away with it, but I think England would have preferred if Spence got it there. Because Spence is the one who knocks him into Anderson. I think Spence is the one who commits the foul. Spence does the hip check into Anderson. Probably a fair yellow, to be honest. They was quite physical. It comes. Oh my, that was close. That was close. That was close. That was actually a good shot, man. No, no touch. That was moving a lot. That had a lot of dip and curl on it. I thought it was going to drop right into the corner. He does have that shot in his locker, Enzo. He's hit a few of those. And Messi just unlocks the whole game out of nothing. And now England might be a little on their heels after that, especially with Anderson on a yellow. That might have been we'll see how that sequence affects England, because with Anderson on a yellow now, and they'll have to be back, they might drop a little defensively in their intensity. We'll see. When Messi turns it on, suddenly you're scared. We'll see. Good half so far, though. Mistake from England there. Few mistakes here from England in the last few minutes. Few mistakes. Few mistakes from England right now. They just feel a little like unfocused there. Letting the ball bounce, some bad passes. Mistakes you can't afford when you're playing this team. Movement from Argentina here is really good. All the players that they're moving up and back and through. Hard to defend them. There it is. Oh, mistake. Good read by Rice. Jude? No, Rogers, I mean. That's a foul. Lissandro gets a yellow. That's the lack of pace from Lissandro that he has to take a yellow in that position. I don't know if it may be a good foul, but I'm not sure he'd want to yellow that early. I'm not sure he'd want a yellow at 41 minutes against England. It's dangerous. I don't think he's happy about having a yellow. It's a good foul? I don't know. It's a good foul that you don't have to make if you have more pace, but it's whatever, man. He had to take it given the circumstances. I agree. But it's hard to explain this point because some people really don't understand nuance in the slightest. If you have a faster defender, you don't have to take that foul. Lissandro has to take that foul. But there's also, he had 3 defenders behind him too. You think you've come around on Romero? You'll see. You'll see. People who watch Romero will see what I'm saying there. But I signed Pedro Porro for right back. I think Pedro Porro is excellent. Good raid. Good raid by Lissandro there on Jude. Spain are so suffocating. I have no idea how either team would play against them. Does anybody think that that third place game is a total joke? Like, does anybody want to play that game? Maybe if I guess if you're a smaller country, I guess thinking about it a bit more, if you're a smaller country that somehow makes the semifinal and it's like a huge accomplishment that you're even there, that third place game might feel pretty good. To go home with something, you know, third best in the world, you know, bronze medal essentially. If you're like, you know, if it was Norway or something like that, you know what I mean? I feel like they would love that game. But when it's for the 4 top countries, obviously the third place game probably feels like a joke. I think it's probably not built for like this occasion. Like neither England nor France are going to be like, oh yeah, or Argentina are going to be like, oh yeah, we want to win third place. Like, but a smaller country, an Ivory Coast, Norway, Morocco, it would probably be a game that they'd be happy to win and bring home to their country as a point of pride. And I respect that. I think that would make sense to me. Built for the money. I mean, it's been there for a long time, though, the third place game. I have to look back at who's played in them and like which countries played their first teamers, because I know a lot of teams don't play their first teamers in it. But if Kobbie Mainoo's going to get minutes at the World Cup, that's probably there if England don't win. That's where he'll play. You'd think. Oof, good pass from Anderson, but he's offside. Interesting game, man. Exciting it's been a good first half. Yeah, I've seen a ton of third place games where I'm like, I'm not watching that. I'm not going to watch this year's third place game, that's for sure. United play on the same day, I think. No, thank you, third place game. Ndidi as a third player? Oh, God. Stop that. Good on the ref there, not calling that. Should be a yellow for simulation. If England don't attack, the ref's going to blow his whistle. Put it in the box. Crazy deflection. Halftime. Well, what do you guys think so far? Interesting game. I think that was a good, pretty good first half, to be honest. Will I be live for the preseason game? Of course. Of course. Of course. No United game goes unwatched. Of course. That's what it's all about. For me, for England, Kane has been invisible, but he's Kane. Rodgers and Gordon have been terrible. Constantly needing to swap out your your wingers for England. I don't know. I would put probably Saka and Rashford out there or something. The wingers for England have been terrible. Otherwise, they have not been bad. But I would probably do Saka and maybe Rashford or Madueke or something out there. Yeah, it's an interesting game because it's not like it was a great game, but it's so far, but it's a good game to watch. Very, yeah, it's a very intense game between tough teams. So in that respect, definitely watchable. Definitely watchable. I gotta tell you guys, we got to get back to watch-alongs for United because I've done so many games over the summer so far. I'm tired. I'm actually tired of these. It's hard. I want to watch a United game so bad, a meaningful United game, like with that I'm living every kick and every moment. I need those games back. You think it's hard to watch? I think it's a very watchable game that has been really difficult, but very, very watchable. I think it's sort of it's a game. There's bad 0-0s, and I think that this was actually a very, very good 0-0 so far. Very intense fight, some good quality. A lot of I like physical battles though. For me, like I love a good physical game, and I think this has been that. I think that too many games are so, like, I don't know, soft. Yeah. We'll be watching United Saturday for sure. Predicted lineups tomorrow. It's Wednesday, isn't it? We'll do it on Friday. Our first, United is back this weekend. But yeah, Micah Richards says, I'm loving this game. Passion, desire, tackles, fouls. I agree, Micah. I agree. I've enjoyed it. More kicks and head losses. Exactly. Alessandro by Lacroix. I like Lacroix. I also like Romero. There's a lot of center backs I like. Hang on, let me look at. Do I usually have a pre-planned schedule of when I'm going live? Yeah. So once the World Cup is done, it'll be more normal. Summer is crazier though because it's obviously sometimes reactive to the news. You know, if something goes, then I'll try to be live and right away and talking about it right away. If I hear something, if there's some story to cover, then that changes it. So summer is always crazy, but I was trying to figure out the right time. I was usually doing around It was either like 6 or 8 p.m. UK time as a standard live time daily. But during the season, I got to figure out my schedule again because there's podcasts, there's live. We'll have more games this year. But during the summer, it's every day if I can between 6 and 8 p.m. UK. For a Holt from Porto, a couple people have suggested him to me that he's somebody United should be signing. Full time? I mean, it's not quite full time, is it? Not quite full time, but it's closer. Closer. I'm still not at a point where I can do it quite full time, but it's closer. It is in fact closer. I gotta say, guys, by the way, I'll tell you one other reason why I think we should go big on the midfield. I'll tell you one other reason. Declan Rice is going to be cooked. Saliba is cooked. Saka is cooked. Arsenal's team is cooked physically. They lost everything in that Premier League win. City lost Maresca. Liverpool are still, we'll see. This tournament, things that have happened have not been favorable to Arsenal. I think they're going to struggle next year, especially the first few months. We need to go big on that midfielder and get a jump on this thing. I think we could see Arsenal have a big collapse this year. I think it's quite possible. If the referees put some focus on those set piece fouls with the injuries and things that they have, I think they're going to struggle. Some of their best players are going to struggle this year physically. Everything that happened. Anti-time wasting rules, the set piece focus on fouls and stuff. I think that it could be tough. I think Liverpool might surprise. I think Iraola is such a good fit there. And I still think they have a very good team. I know people don't like to hear it, but I think they have a good team underneath it. And I think Arne Slot is a total fraud. And I think they'll be a lot better with Iraola. Watchalong on Big Up. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I have to figure out where, I think so. I think for the season we'll be back on Big Up, but it just hasn't made sense for the World Cup because it's just different. You think, Company will be next. Yeah, I agree. I think Maresca won't make it and they'll try to get Company. I agree. Thanks, Naveen. Any faith in Alonso and Chelsea? I think that Xabi Alonso is a really good coach. I still think it's a little strange we didn't look at him. But I'm a firm believer that the club still has to be right. I don't think Spurs have a club that is right. I don't think Chelsea have a club that is right. I think City have a good club, but I'm not sure about the manager. I think Liverpool have a good club and maybe a good manager. I think we have a good club and potentially a good manager. There's some questions. And I think Arsenal have the right club and the right manager. I don't think anyone outside of those four has both things right, where like has a good, the club situation is settled behind the manager, behind the coach, behind the squad, behind recruitment. I think Liverpool, Arsenal, United, and City do, but and then there's all the managers are a bit untested of those four, whereas Chelsea have a good manager, but I just their club is a joke. It's just their club is a total mess, so I can't expect that it's going to go well. You know what I mean? Who would be our most, just thinking about this now, who would be our most likely lineup for the first game? Who's there? Xerxes, Mbumo. Xerxes and Mbumo. Santos, Mount, Maguire, Heaven, Shaw, Dorgu. Dorgu will be left winger. Dorgu. I forgot about Patrick. It'll be Dorgu. It'll be Dorgu, Xerxes, Mbumo in the front three. Sesko's not fit yet to start, as far as we know. He's not been in full training. Dorgu, Xerxes, and Mbumo. Mount, a youth player. Mount, a youth player, and Santos. Shaw. We don't have any right back, so Shaw. I'm thinking about the 11. Shaw, Heaven, Euro, Maguire, with Euro at right back. So Shaw, Heaven, Maguire, Euro, Santos, Mount, youth, maybe Lacey, Dorgu, Xerxes, Mbumo, Darlow. That's a decent watch. We'll get to see Santos, obviously. Yeah. Some important players in there, to be fair. Couple youth, couple important players. And obviously, there'll be a ton of rotation. There'll be a ton of young players off the bench and stuff, and it may be a mixture. You know, I don't know what Carrick's starting strategy will be. Sometimes they go like 50-50 with senior players. Sometimes they like a lot of senior players. Sometimes they go half senior, half youth for the first game. We'll see. Are we doing a lazy restart again? What's up, man? Orozco sound. We still need Orozco to be announced. Did we actually sign the kid? Anybody know? Was he a myth? Enzo Kanabiak, he's been on loan. You don't rate Dorgo at all, I can hear? I love Patrick Dorgo. I love Patrick Dorgo. I rate him very highly. I still think he'll in the end make a better attacking fullback than a forward, but I think he's just very effective in general. No, Roscoe's not been announced. I'm still wondering what's going on there. He's 18 now, so turned 18 on Monday, I think. Oh, Alvarez is in. Oh, good save, Pickford. Ah, oh, Alvarez again. Whoa. Oh, that's a good cross from Messi. That was close. Offsides for Messi. Well done by Jude. That's onside too, yeah. Yeah, that was a good defending from Jude. Gordon. Ugh. Anderson. Vance. That's better. They got to move quick through the lines. Oof. Romero's very good, guys. Yellow for Romero there. Then he gets you the yellow. Both of them. Now they're both on a yellow. Romero and Lissandro. See this again. Wow, that's tight from Romero. Both center backs on a yellow. They're making mistakes to end up on yellows. You don't want both to end up on a... Both being on a yellow is quite bad for Argentina here. Sums up Romero perfectly? Yeah, it does. It does, doesn't it? Why is the play stopped? I'm so confused. Why? What happened? You think the third signing is Lewis Skelly? Interesting. I wouldn't be mad at it. I quite like Lewis Skelly. Obviously he's been a long-term target, so it could make sense. Makes more sense than Manu Kone to me, but oh my god. Dangerous cross from Argentina. Ah, he was trying to hit Tagliafico through. Kelly's the opposite of legs? You think so? I actually don't know. I haven't really thought about that, actually. I just want Alex Scott, man. It's just the most nonsensical, the most no nonsense, not nonsensical, the most no nonsense signing we could make, I think. And given how much we liked him, like, come on. That's in. Oh my God, it's Rogers to Gordon. 1-0. Yeah, you told you. Lissandro's too scared to go out and challenge that. And then who gets beat at the back? Molina, terrible defending at the back. You said take Gordon and Rogers off? Me too. Me too. Me too. That's who I was going to take off as well. Shows what I know. Proves that international football is garbage. Woo-wee. I'm even further behind? There's no way. Hold on. That going to be enough? Can you keep Argentina from scoring? Oh, Lissandro mistake. Lucky there. Oh, Simeone's in. Oh, what a tackle by Spence. What a tackle by Spence. Holy shit. What a tackle by Spence. Good God, what a tackle that was. Terrible from Enzo. Am I 5 minutes behind? No. I'm right on time. I'm maybe a few seconds. Oh. Oh, Messi screwed it up there. Messi needs a release there. This is getting crazy, though. Argentina are getting really close here. Danger moments for England to wake up a little now. They're getting really compact in the center here, but they're leaving quite a bit of space in certain spots. This is going to be a crazy end, these last 30 minutes, you feel. There's no way Argentina don't go crazy trying to score this last goal, or score a goal here. Every cheat in the book is coming out now. Terrible shot from Enzo. You're seeing out the third quarter? Infantino's making the calls. We'll see, man. Oh. He's starting to move a little here, but he's going to have to shoot, I feel. It's going to have to be Messi to score. Just don't see another, I mean, Alvarez, to be fair, but you just don't see a ton of goals for the rest of the Argentine team here. They're starting to push England back pretty quickly. Dangerous. A lot of 1-2s with McAllister. Need the quarter to end. Need a water break here. England, yeah. A change for Argentina. I forgot they have DePaul, Lautaro people on the bench too. I'd be getting Lautaro on if I was Argentina. He's a scorer of big goals. Kind of surprised they haven't as of yet, but especially for someone like Simeone, maybe, who's been very ineffective. That was dangerous. See that again. Yeah, very good from Stones. Yeah, Lautaro's already saved them once. Yep. England, we'll see if they make changes anytime soon at the water break as well. Big switch to Rogers. Oh. Oh, Jude, look, crashing the box there. He's so good at that. Ready for the rebound. Enzo screwed that up. Yeah, that's where England could be dangerous. A big switch of play, attack, Jude crashing the box. That could be where England can score another when Argentina push forward here. Especially if they... Well, I'm not going to suggest subs now because, you know, whoever I suggest will probably score next. Wow, that's a ball. Ah, corner. Ooh, this last 25 minutes is going to be crazy. I don't know. Argentina are really pushing. Another corner. Getting dangerous, man. It's getting dangerous. Hydration break before the corner. Oof. Next stoppage is going to be the third quarter. End of the third quarter. Oh my God. What a save. Oh, what a save, Pickford. Oof. Fourth quarter. Fourth quarter. Here we go. Sir Jordan Pickford, indeed. Any subs? How many extra time do you think we're going to get? 20 minutes? What are we watching? England versus Argentina. England versus Argentina. Gained another 10 seconds. Henderson wearing the full kit with the cast is pretty funny. Kodsa for Gordon. So is that just defending, just straight defending, or is he gonna move someone up forward? That's an early defensive move by Tuchel. Otamendi, Montiel, and DePaul. No Lautaro. Lissandro off. Simeone off. That's a good move for Argentina. Simeone's has no quality on the ball, man. Is Tuchel going to a back five already? Okay, big changes. The chess match changes massively here. Let's see how this plays out the next few minutes. I think by 75 or 76, we'll know who's got the changes right. Obviously, Argentina making much more changes. So is Jude going higher off to the left now? Looks kind of like Jude's pushed up higher. What are Argentina doing over here? They have free players all over the other side of the pitch. Weird. In the back five now. Wow, okay. That was an early back five, man. Oy. What's going on? Oh, off the post. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. This is scary. Oy, oy, oy. Scary, man. Holy. Another cross coming. Oh. I don't know. Tuchel might have screwed up here, man. Tuchel might have messed up. Going defensive so early, but they could hold on. If they still hold on somehow, I'll be amazed, but they might. But that's a lot of crosses that have come in these last few minutes. They're really deep, man. I can't believe McAllister doesn't score there. I cannot believe it. Here comes again. Same routine. Argentina have found something here. We'll see if they actually get it over the line, though. Oh, they've Jesus, dude. Yikes, man. Did he park the bus too soon? The pressure is so heavy now, man. Oh? What is Rogers doing, man? Oh, man. I feel like England went too early, too deep with the defending here. Argentina are finding so much space to get into the box with crosses, and it feels like it's destiny, but you never know, man. England could keep it out. That's why I don't like Tuchel as well. Like, I don't know, man. He could win a World Cup, and I would still look at it and be like, I still feel like England could have been a lot better. But if you win, man, I guess. I will say tournament, man, you know, tournament is different than a club. I would still never take him at my club. I don't care what he accomplishes here. This is insane right now. I'm stressed. This is stressful. There's Lautaro coming on. This is crazy stressful. Oh. You got to get Dan Burn on if you're going to go this way, man. Get Dan Burn on. Get Dan Burn on, man, for Reece James. Get Dan Burn on. No, it's Nico O'Reilly. Burns on. O'Reilly and Burn. Nice, okay. Just all the defenders. Every defender in the world. God. Who else is coming off? Gahey and Reece James? Rice and Reece James. Oh my God. It's all defenders now. It's a 7 at the back. 7 at the back. What is going on? Back 7, man. 9 defenders, Jude and Kane. This is going to be crazy, dude. This lasts, I don't know, we got probably 15 more minutes. Maybe 20 at this rate. This is crazy, man. What the hell? Oh, terrible from DePaul. Dude, this last 15 minutes, man. I don't know. Oh, he's overhit it. I don't know. Messi hasn't been good today. Messi hasn't had it in the final third today. All it takes is one moment, but he's been missing his hits. Man, this is crazy. Jesus, dude, this is so deep defensively. Oi! Corner. Messi, his final execution has been poor. His other stuff has been good, but in the final third, he's been poor for me. Missing a lot of stuff. Here it comes. Here it comes, though. I feel it. Here's Messi. Enzo, he's got him. Oh, they went too deep too soon. Tuchel, you fraud. Tuchel, you absolute buffoon. Tuchel, you... Oh. Tuchel, you idiot. Tuchel, you absolute idiot, man. He's well onside. He's well onside. Well onside. With all these defenders on now too, what can you even do? You're gonna be under siege for the next 40 minutes, dude. Oh man, Thomas Tuchel, you really screwed up, man. Thomas Tuchel, you idiot, man. You absolute fool. Oh, Pickford looks out of it now. Stones is injured. You can't stop play. Well, you can, I suppose. $4 minutes? No, there's extra time, dude. There's extra time. I don't know what happened to Stones there. Is it a head injury? Maybe just exhausted, and he looked like he kind of just like went to ground pretty quick.
I'll it again, James. Don't like this coach. Hashtag.
I hate this coach, man. I agree with you, man. I really, really just don't like Thomas Tuchel, man. Ay, ay, ay. 9 minutes as well. Oh my. And he has to stay off a minute, I think, as well. Oh, he doesn't have to wait because it's a head injury. Wow. Clever gamesmanship from them then. Getting a rest and reset there. Jude. No, nobody to go to because you have 18 defenders on. You absolute idiot of a coach, man. You have 18 defenders on, so Jude has to run into a corner by himself with no support and no attackers. God. King Thomas Tuchel, man. Oh my God. Off. It's over. It's over. Lautaro Martinez, it's over. It's over, Tuchel, you absolute scum of the earth. You scum of the earth. God, I hate Thomas Tuchel. I told you, Lautaro, man. Score of big goals. I cannot believe this guy, man. He has done nothing but get in the way of England. He has done nothing but get in the way of England. I'm upset, man. Argentina deserved to win. They didn't even cheat this game. They didn't even cheat. Tuchel just completely bottled it. He just completely bottled it. There's still time, but they need a set piece. They need a set piece into Dan Burn. Big throw. Problem is, technically, it's not good for England here, but you got to just throw everything at this. Rashford coming on. Wow. Tony and Rashford. That who I saw? Did I see Ivan, Tony, and Rashford? Cross, England, cross. Rashford and Tony. Ivan, Tony. All right, Rashi. Come on, Rashi. Come on, Rashford. If only you had Maguire, you might have seen this game out. If only you had Maguire, you might have seen this game out. Tuchel, you bastard. Cross. Or cross. They just don't have the quality out there right now. These crosses are terrible because they're all defenders, man. They're all defenders. They don't have the quality of the players that are necessary to break down a defensive block. They just have to lump it. And burn flick. Rogers. Ross. Rashford's on it. Oy, oy, oy. A lot of size, though, for England here now. I don't know how they can't stop crosses with all that size, but... Another lump. Keeper's ball, that one. Emmy's gonna... Emmy is quite a guy, man. This is worse than Southgate. I'm gonna say it. It's worse than Southgate. The whole tournament has been worse. It's been carried by Jude. It's worse than Southgate. Southgate at least made a Euros final. Lost on penalties. This is worse than Southgate for me. Worse than Southgate. Come on, Rashi. Come on, Rashi. Get a corner. Get a corner. Ah, oh, good cross. Unlucky. Oh, Messi against Gonzalez. It's over for them. That's it. It's over, man. It's over. I cannot believe how many people rate Thomas Tuchel, man, out there. Absolute fools. Everybody who has ever... Thank God our football guys don't, because Sir Jim does. To be fair, Argentina deserved this game. Other games where things have been shaky, Argentina deserved this. Argentina won this game. England lost it. Argentina won it. No controversy in this game. Just Argentina just won. They just won. It's all on Tuchel. It's all on Tuchel. Oh, it's over, man. It's over. curious why this clock is still going, by the way. Ah, still getting a minute here. It's kind of strange to me. Two extra minutes already. It's over. Handball. How are Argentina better in the air? Because it's about the right players, not the size of the players, you know? Nine defenders, but loses to header. That's it. It's over. It's over. England is coming home. Thomas Tuchel, you stink, man. You really do. All right, everybody. Well, commiserations to my English friends, but you should have known it with Tuchel as your coach, unfortunately. He spent the whole tournament getting in your way and getting carried by Jude Bellingham, and that's what happens in the end. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out for another day. I will catch you all tomorrow. And our next watch along will be a United game. Good night, everybody. And again, sorry for everybody, for all our English friends here. I feel for you. I really do. I think that with a better coach, England should have been serious contenders for the World Cup here. See you later, everybody. Good night.